Hiya everyone! Sorry for the wait, in between videos. I got really sick, but I'm totally better now, so no worries. But anyway, today I'll be working on a raffle prize for my Discord server, which I'll probably plug at the end. I'll also be looking at the art contest submissions and fan art at the end of the video, so stick around for that. So, I'm disabled. And some of you, or maybe a lot of you, may already know that, given my disability and art video. I have a bit of a list of mental disorders, all of which heavily affect my ability to work regular jobs. It's something I simply can't handle, but there was a time where I forced myself to try despite it all. I had a few jobs, but the one I managed to stay at the longest was a coffee and fast food type restaurant, which I will not be naming. But if you're in Canada, you might be able to guess what it is. I was usually in the drive-thru or at the till, but honestly it didn't seem to matter what job I was given, it was always the same. No matter the job, I was a mess. My natural level of anxiety is pretty high, but when trying to work, my brain was on overdrive. Constantly overwhelmed by not just stress, anxiety, but all of my emotions at once. I was basically in panic mode 24/7. At the tiniest little thing, I could be set off and have another episode. It was extremely stressful. Continuing to put myself through the non-stop high intensity of, well, everything, put me in a really dark place. I won't say more on that, just simply too dark to get into it in a YouTube video like this. But, you know, it's all a lot of really personal thoughts and feelings beyond what I'm comfortable even sharing anyway, so, you know. But I wasn't well, I wasn't handling things right at all. I wasn't okay. I've been told that nobody likes working, but it's far beyond that. I was having daily back-to-back episodes and breakdowns, intense panic attacks. At work, I was hiding in the back frequently to explode, and sometimes it would just happen in front of customers or other employees when I couldn't get away quickly enough, which was often, unfortunately for me. At first, my bosses were pretty sympathetic, but quickly I just became an annoyance to them. I'm supposed to be doing my job, but instead I'm in the back freaking out, or worse, in front of people. Even when I appeared to be okay, I was just barely functioning, and was definitely not okay on the inside. Even at home, I was like this. Just constantly stressing out about the thought of going to work was enough to set me off. I could never really rest. Oh boy, not to mention that I disassociate. It can be really dangerous depending on what you're doing. I've hurt myself many times at work, burnt, cut myself, and so on. It would happen quite frequently, and also I would break things like plates, all the time. I remember once I was totally gone, and just going about my work as usual. I ended up walking into something, and I was holding a bunch of glass dishes. All fell, all broke. Instead of doing anything smart or safe, I just started roughly picking up all the glass with my hands. Just picking them up. No precautions at all. I didn't even realize what I was doing until a coworker saw what I was doing and was like, "Whoa, stop!" Because, well, my hands were pretty cut up and I was bleeding. I even had to be sent home because of how messed up my hands were after that. I've done many things like this. I often hear the argument of, "Oh, just find a job that will accommodate you," or "I feel comfortable in." Unfortunately, if such a job exists, it's simply not available. It's hard enough to get a job as it is. I don't know if you've seen the job market lately, but let alone going into it with a bunch of very specific requirements that you need to even be able to potentially do the job. And even if all those requirements are met, it's sort of up in the air if I could even handle doing that or not. One of my biggest obstacles is that I have agoraphobia. And if you don't know what agoraphobia is, I'm just going to quickly read a dictionary description of it. So, an extreme or irrational fear of entering open or crowded places, of leaving one's own home, or of being in places of which escape is difficult. And all of which apply to me very heavily. Yeah. So I can't leave the house really without freaking out, but how I get around this is I'm actually mostly okay as long as I have somebody with me that I trust. My friend or my partner or someone like that. However, it doesn't mean I am suddenly perfect and immune. I tend to still disassociate and have other issues while I'm out, but it is much better. So, basically, think about this. You have to get to work, right? You have to either drive or get on a bus, And it's usually by yourself. You can't always have someone like escorting you to work. People have lives, people have their own jobs. I can't expect others to do that for me. So really my only way to get to work would be public transit by myself. And that is a whole other can of worms for me. A whole nightmare. Basically a small place trapped with strangers outside of my control, outside of my house, that I can't leave. I'm just on the bus with the people till my destination. That's really scary to me. A nightmare, honestly. Oh man, and if I even managed to get on the bus, I often wouldn't reach my destination. Because of course, I would disassociate or have some other episode. And my whole body would just shut down, which would lead me to completely miss stops and just end up at random unfamiliar places, leading to even bigger episodes. So I keep referring to episodes and panic attacks. This can look like many different things depending on the person especially. For me, I am either completely mentally gone or a complete hysterical, shaking, sobbing mess. Once triggered, that's it. That's all there is. That's my day now. Even if I manage to calm down on the outside, I am not normal and can be set off so easily, like nothing again. Now, some people that have met me may see me and be like, well, you seem fine, you should still try to work. I only seem to be okay because, well, I have designed my life in a certain way that I can handle. For the most part, yeah. Even now, I still struggle though, and I have my moments. It's not like everything's suddenly better and everything just went away. I just got pretty good at masking, to be honest, and also have things designed in such a way that I can handle, like I said. Instead of going out of the house and doing a job, I am a stay-at-home artist. I do freelance work. I'm trying to get a store running. I also go to conventions and sell my stuff. I make visual novels. I do all kinds of stuff like that. I just can't function in any other way, to be honest, if I'm out of my house. If I'm not doing a job like this is all there is for me. This is how I am. I just wish more people would understand that. It's why I had to forge my own path to figure out an alternative way to live, to make a living, to function, to be happy. It's all I have and all I could do. If you're someone like me, please don't entirely give up. There are other things I'm sure you could do. Use your other skills, find alternatives. And not just for work, for money. Try to find things that make you happy, make you feel like life is worth living and you can keep going because you have something. That's what I felt with art anyway. Not necessarily that it has to be art. There are lots and lots of things in this world, and I believe that there are lots of things that you can do if you really put your mind to it. Disabled or not, you know? I'm just kind of rambling now, but I guess you could say I just get really frustrated by this capitalism society we have set up where if you don't work, you're worthless, and that's just how it is. But there has to be more to life than that for us, especially people like us. So if you're like me, don't stop, don't give up. Just please. But yes, okay. So now I'm going to pass on the mic to Ash, who is also disabled, a little different than myself, however. They are physically disabled, which I think is also really important to talk about. So take it away, Ash.
Ash here. I have quite a different perspective of this situation because I wasn't disabled when I started working. I actually worked starting at age 16 until I developed my disability at 23. I was working in an office by that time and was pretty happy with myself and my position. After working there about 6 months, I started having issues with pain. It started small and I didn't think anything of it. My thumbs hurt, but I chalked it up to working on a computer for 12 hours and coming home to play video games in my spare time. Fallout 4 had just come out, so I figured I'd give it a break and that would fix things. I was so wrong. Within a week, it had moved to the rest of my fingers and into my wrists. Within a month, I started having pain in my knees. That was when I decided to see the doctor, and I ended up with a diagnosis. I had no idea how to handle it, and just continued going to work like normal. The pain kept getting worse, and it started affecting my attendance. I had to call in because there were days I wasn't even able to get out of bed. I was having issues getting into the building and started needing to show up earlier. I had trouble getting from my desk to the bathroom quickly, no matter how close I was. This is where you'd think that whole reasonable accommodation thing would come in concerning the Americans with Disabilities Act, but there are a few nuances to that law. Firstly, defining reasonable is up to your employer, so they can say no to plenty of things. Secondly, you need to disclose your disability to your employer when you get hired. I wasn't disabled when I was hired, so it didn't necessarily apply. They weren't aware of my disability in upper management until about a month before I was fired for my attendance issues, even though I'd been calling in for months, unable to get out of bed due to pain. I learned a lot about disability after losing that job. It turns out the working world isn't very friendly to us. Plenty of people will be skipped over for callbacks because they disclosed a disability. People will be kept on as employees long enough to use them, but not long enough to give them benefits like the Family Medical Leave Act. And more than one accommodation for work? Good luck. That's what ended up with me being considered legally disabled. It's tough to navigate things as a disabled person, but we're getting there. Let's hope we keep making strides in that direction.
Thanks to Ash for that, thank you so much. But yeah, that was the main part of the video. I guess you could say I made this video so next time I hear someone be like, oh, you can get a real job, blah, 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 I can just point to this video and be like, shut up. And also I have a job. It's art. Okay, so now into the fun stuff. Those that don't know, I run a growing art community on Discord. Here you can post art, make friends, find adopts, commissions, and more. I sometimes also do raffles or free giveaways, stuff like that. Oh, and also it's very queer, disabled, neurodivergent friendly, and all of those fun things. Trying to make it a happy, safe space, so please keep that in mind when you come. Yeah. And we recently ran our very first art contest. Very exciting. Honestly, I'm extremely impressed by all the submissions. Everyone is really talented here. Alright, so let's get right into it. This first submission is by Gizmo or Is It on YouTube. A beautifully painted style of the Jersey Devil. I love the texture of the brush strokes and the lighting in this piece. Though I think the wings look really cool too. This one is by Ed is Dead on YouTube. Here we have their original creature and character, which is controlling cool little buggies. The style is super unique, and so is the concept. I love the shading and the shapes of the characters. I also really love the colors. The green is really fun. And this cute piece is by agoraphobia_0 on Toy House. Here we have Mothman, Nessie, and their OC. I love the style and the color work. Also, totally jealous of the OC. I want to make flower crowns with Mothman. Here's our honorable mention by Luna Ultimate on YouTube. Just wow. Look at that silly little guy. That silly little snake. I love that it's almost like a normal guy, but has a really long snake just for a head. Something like that. It just brings me so much joy. It just brings a smile to my face. In second place, we have Forget_the_Sun on Instagram. I love the perspective here with them dancing below the moon. I really love the framing. It helps draw the eye into the main feature. The posters are pretty cute too. I love them dancing together. It's just a very sweet scene. And our winner, Mistake MP4 on Kara. I have to say, myself and the server was blown away by this piece. The design of the character is so cool. I love the wings, the markings, all of it. And the contrast with the background, super stunning. And to top it all off, they even wrote some lore, which I loved, which you can go ahead and find in the server under the little art contest if you're interested. But yes, congratulations to the winners. Thank you all so much, and thank you for participating. All of you are just so talented. And now, more fan art? It's hard to even find the right words. I am still beyond honored and just so surprised to have people that want to draw fan art for me. On my hard days, I look back at them and it just brings me so much joy. It helps motivate me. It really does. So thank you all so much. I love you all. This one is by Forget_the_Sun on Instagram. This is one of my comfort OCs, Tammy Terror. And whoa, this just looks so fun. The perspective is awesome. Just everything about this screams fun and excitement, which is perfect for them. I just adore this. This one is by Pixvinx on YouTube and everywhere else. And look at that blap. I love the way the paws look and just the overall style. The artist mentioned they don't draw furries, but this looks so good. I wouldn't have known. So cute. This one is by Small Candy Lemons on Insta. Oh wow, let me tell you, my jaw dropped when I saw that blink. Even a more simple animation like that still takes time and effort. It's a whole extra step that you have to take. So I really appreciate it. I also really love how soft she looks and the way the color palette is. Oh, so cute. Okay, so this one is by Dingleberry with a 3 on Instagram. Look at how cute and chubby she is! Ah! I love how the tummy is drawn. Very squishy, very cute. Just love the style in the face and eyes. Love it, just love it. This one is by Gizmo or Is It on Toy House and YouTube. This is, wow. Wow. So Furbies is just another obsession for me, and this is another one of my comfort OCs, and I am just obsessed with this. I don't care what anybody says. Furbies and this thing is adorable. The shading and texture of the brush is incredible here, creating such a unique looking piece. The atmosphere is really cool too. And this one is by Loof Draws Art on Pinterest. This is my pony Sona, eye candy. Whenever I see her, I just get so happy. Look at that fun expression and pose. The colors are really soft and super fitting. Love how pastel-y it is. And that knife, really good details here. I absolutely love it. This one here is by Softly Demonic on YouTube. And before I get into the art, please check out their channel. They definitely deserve more views. Not to mention their art is incredible. Look at this. It's so cute. That blep is adorable. I love the shading and the texture in the hair. Overall, super cute. It has to be expected from them. Oh geez, so please forgive me, but this one is by Keus, Keauis on Discord. I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce that. And this is another one of my OCs, Dreamy the Kitty. And wow, look at their the style fits the character perfectly. I couldn't have drawn her better myself. She looks so soft and adorable, I just want to pet her. I love the eyes and the cute little heart details. And she is a crybaby, so this is very fitting. Alright, and this one's by, Treefilho on YouTube. Yeah, that sounds about right. I hope I said that right. Yep. Anyway, I love how chubby those little cheeks are. Very squishable. The style is also very cute and sweet. I love the colors. Very cute. Love this one. Phew! Okay, that was actually a lot of fan art. Which I don't even know what to say. I am so blown away by that. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I adore each and every one of these. But yeah, that was the video. Sorry it took me so long to get this one out. Life got busy, then I got sick. You know how it goes. But yeah, if you liked it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. But yeah, I guess that's the video. Yep, bye-bye. Until next time.